Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing a couple episode reviews. This is going to be for episodes 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 of Season 2 of The Flash. So I've already binge-watched the whole second half of Season 2 of The Flash, that's basically 14 episodes. So 7 episodes for one video, 7 episodes for the next video, maybe, because the final episode, who knows? I have a few choice words for that, for that episode. So yeah. So basically, season 2, episode 10, it's called Potential Energy. Episode 11 is The Reverse Flash Returns. Episode 12, Fast Lane. Episode 13, Welcome to Earth 2. Episode 14, Escape from Earth 2. Episode 15, King Shark. And episode 16 is Trajectory. So those are the episode names. If you have yet to actually watch any of those episodes and haven't already, stop the video, go check it out, go check them out, and then come back and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning, as usual, starting now. Fuck, it's hot. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch any of these episodes and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me. That never give you a fair warning, because as usual, I did. So yeah, so as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rates. I'll probably, since these are multiple episodes, I'm gonna be doing the quick synopsis and then the rate, and then just give a general likes and dislikes towards the end, because for the most part those are usually the same throughout the show, maybe slight nitpicks within certain episodes, but yeah. So let's start off with episode 10, Potential Energy. So you have Flash going against this guy called the Turtle, and he's basically able to take away the kinetic energy away from the people around him or anything surrounding him. And if you guys don't know what kinetic energy is, it's basically, moving, talking, or yeah, moving, talking, exercising, who knows. Now, potential energy is, just staying still, sitting down, not doing anything. And even after that, you normally have some kinetic energy. So yeah, just for people who don't know that, because I actually know people who don't know that. So yeah, so basically Barry has to figure out a way to stop Turtle from stealing this. Harrison Wells, and yeah, it's a pretty good episode. Harrison Wells, towards the end, after they capture and this guy, he uses, after they captured this guy, he's attempting to use this guy's powers in order to possibly slow down the Flash, because he still wants to get his daughter back. And yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty good episode as a whole, character-wise, especially for Harrison Wells. At first I thought it was gonna be a bit of a filler episode just because of how it was, because it reminded me of some of the earlier episodes from season 1. When he's going up against multiple man or whatever he is, or or Girder. So I thought it was gonna be maybe a filler episode, but actually turned out to be really good. Focusing on Harrison Wells and his struggles to get back his daughter. So I really like that. And yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I'll give that one an 8 out of 10. Next up, we have not Fast Lane, the Reverse Flash Returns. So yeah, basically, the Reverse Flash Returns. I mean, what does it sound like? The Reverse Flash, you have El Barthon. He's been in the Time Force this whole time, or not the Speed Force this whole time, and they basically explain this as a time remnant. We see more of this as the season progresses, and that's why El Barthon is still there. So basically, it's the Flash versus El Barthon. They have to try to stop El Barthon. They eventually figure out that they did stop El Barthon. However, due to the fact that they stopped him, Cisco begins to die out. The way I explain is kind of complicated, to say the least. So just watch the episode. They do a really good job. I'm not going to even attempt to explain it right now, because I don't want to make this video so long, but because of the way they captured him and whatever, Cisco begins to die. So in order to save Cisco, they decide to bring El Barthon back to where he's from. Pretty good episode. I liked it. A bit fillerish in my opinion, but still good. I'll give that one a 7.5 out of 10. Next up, Fast Lane. Probably one of the most filler episodes in the series, in my opinion. Well, actually, no, wait. Wrong episode. Yeah, sorry, wrong episode. I got it confused with another one. Fast Lane. Let's see. Okay, so basically, you have this guy called Tar Pit. Basically, he gets powers because of the particle accelerator. His nickname is Tar Pit, and he could turn his body into tar, kind of like Girder. Like, he could turn his body into steel. Similar situation, he could turn his body into Tar, and he's basically trying to kill the people who did him wrong. More or less, you have Barry who's trying to get faster. Dr. Wells is creating a device to siphon Barry's speed, so to give to Zoom, to give to Zoom so he could get his daughter back. So that's pretty good. And yeah, and I believe it's in this episode that it's either I believe it's in this episode that towards halfway through the episode you have Harrison Wells, who admits to siphoning the Barry speed. Joe knocks the shit out of him, like holy shit, like that was a good scene, like Joe knocking the shit out of him. That was hilarious. And he basically explains himself. Barry understands. He tells Joe, if this was your son, if this was Wally, if this was Iris, what would you do? Speaking of which, Wally and Joe do start bonding throughout the second half of the series. With after Wally's mom dies, he comes in to move it. He basically moves into Joe's house, and it's pretty good. But that's the main focus is Barry Allen. So yeah, but just quick update on Wally. So yeah, so episode 12, Fast Lane. For that episode I gave an 8 out of 10. Now, welcome to Earth 2. You have Cisco, Barry, and Harrison Wells. They travel into Earth 2 to rescue Jesse, which is the daughter. And I believe I'm blanking out. They went in there to rescue someone. No, Jesse and someone else. I'm blinking out. They went in there to rescue Jesse and someone else. For some reason, I'm blanking out as to who else they were trying to save. But yeah, and it's pretty cool. I really like this episode because the whole parallel universe thing was pretty cool. You have Iris and Barry who are married in this timeline. You have Joe who really hates Barry, or Bartholomew, as when he says, it's Joseph. Don't get that confused, Bartholomew. So that was actually pretty good. I really like the interaction between the Earth 2 Joe and Barry. And it's funny because the Barry from Earth 2 was kind of a bitch, to say the least. It was like he was always so whiny and whatever. Like he was basically a bitch. Like he wasn't really courageous or brave or anything. He's like, yeah, let Iris do all the police work, because in Earth 2 Iris is the police. Joe is this lounge singer, which is actually pretty good. He actually has some good pipes. I wonder if that's the actual actor who's singing, or they just like dubbed it over. Who knows? So that's Welcome to Earth 2. Escape from Earth 2 is them escaping from Earth 2. It's like a double 2-part episode event where they're trying to rescue someone. That was all pretty good in my opinion. You have Zoom who attacks Star Labs during the second half of Escape from Earth 2. You have Zoom who attacks the labs in the Earth 2 labs, looking for Wells and Cisco. You have Killer Frost kind of going on there in the rampage. Eventually she does help Cisco and the rest of the group rescue Jesse and the other person, which I can't remember for some reason right now. Overall, really cool episodes. In my opinion, some of the best episodes of the series, and I'm going to give both of those episodes a 9 out of 10. So episode 13 and 14, Welcome to Earth 2 and Escape from Earth 2, 9 out of 10 for both of them, because they kind of work in conjunction where you have to kind of watch one to watch the other, and because they're basically one big story, so it kind of has to work like that. I don't know if you guys can understand, but watch one and then watch the other, because it is just one big story. It's like a 2-episode story arc. So I really like the whole Earth 2 stuff. Really cool. You have Cisco's doppelganger. Earth 2 version is this guy called Reverb, and it's Cisco, which is pretty cool. He's more powerful than Cisco, by the way, because he could do this like vibe thing. I guess like he could send energy waves from his arms, which is pretty cool, and he could create other dimensions. So there's that. You have Deathstorm, which is basically Ronnie and Martin Stein. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Again, Killer Frost, that was good. Overall, those were probably some of the best episodes of the series. Next up, we have King Shark, kind of like the Gorilla Grodd episode from season 1 and earlier in season 2. King Shark, it's just a giant shark that they have to capture now. Or send back to Earth 2. So yeah, it's that. It's basically that. Just a monster movie, I guess. I really don't know. Here's the thing. The one thing that really takes me out when it comes to like Gorilla Grodd or King Shark, the one thing that really takes me out, and even the Tar Pit guy, is like the special effects. For some reason, they could do great special effects, but when they have to do like these monster level characters like Grodd, King Shark, or even Tar Pit, like the special effects are just kind of weak in my opinion. And we'll say the one thing that kind of saved this episode is the reveal of who Zoom is, and I got this spoiled for me, but the way they did it was brilliant. It's Jay Garrick. In the end of Escape from Earth 2, you had a time remnant of Jay Garrick who was killed, and here it turns out that the Jay Garrick is Zoom. I was kind of wondering how they were gonna explain it, but eventually I figured out, the time remnants thing makes sense. He's dying because of Velocity 9. But whatever, and he just needs more speed because of the fact he's dying. Because of the fact that he's dying, because he took so much Velocity 9, it kind of explains as to why he needs the Flash's speed. So I really like how they explain that. Again, just King Shark. We have a bit of a crossover with Arrow in here because we do have Diggle and his wife kind of crossover because King Shark escaped from Argus. That's why. So that was pretty cool. They kind of touched base on a couple of things from Arrow, which I have not heard anything from Arrow from season 4, the second half of season 4. So I'm kind of happy about that. I have not heard jack shit. I heard a lot of stuff out of Flash, not that much out of Arrow. So good thing I'm spoiler free on that one thus far. So yeah, but they did mention a few things from Arrow. Some things caught my attention, like tell Felicity that, to text me back, because I know she was shot up at the end of in the mid-season finale. Now, did she die or survive? I don't know. Nobody tell me, please. So, yeah, but overall pretty good. And last but not least for this video, Trajectory, which is episode 15, if I'm not mistaken. 16, sorry, Trajectory. Yeah. Which is episode 16. So you have the Flash. So you have Barry Allen and the Flash trying to go after Zoom again. Trying to get him faster. Go after Zoom. However, they hit this obstacle and they have to. How do you say this? Okay, they kind of hit this obstacle. Because of the fact that there's this other speedster. It doesn't seem to be Zoom. There's this other speedster who is robbing people. Many people are afraid that's the Flash or Zoom. Maybe the Flash went rogue, or maybe it's Zoom who's now has just turned into a petty criminal. Who knows what's going on? Turns out there's this girl called Eliza Harmon. She used to work with Caitlin and Mercury Labs, and it turns out she managed to figure out the solution or the ingredients to Velocity 9, and she turned herself into a speedster. And I thought that they were going to turn her to Inertia or something like that, maybe some kind of character or variation of that, because normally the speedsters, aside from like Reverse Flash and Zoom, to my knowledge, most of the other speedsters, the Flash, Kid Flash, Inertia, they're mostly good guys. So I thought she was going to be a variation of Inertia, but nah, she kind of just disappears into the Speed Force, and her character's kind of sad because she wants to do good. She wants to be a good person, but she has a split personality because of the fact she took so much Velocity 9. She has a split personality, kind of like a drug, she's kind of a drug dealer, or a druggie, because it's kind of a drug for her. So I wouldn't say I like that story arc per se. Her character was kind of depressing to say the least, but it just kind of shows how the Velocity 9 could just really fuck with some people's emotions and whatever. So yeah, overall pretty good episode in my opinion. And yeah, it was actually a really good episode. I really like, because they also explained a bit more out. They explained a bit more out of Velocity 9. They explained a bit more out of Zoom's superpowers and the Speed Force, and they explained a bit more. Explain Cisco's powers a bit more, which is really good. And I also like how, I believe it's in this episode, maybe wrong, I believe it's in one of these episodes. Right after Escape from Earth 2, you have Barry and Cisco, who basically spilled the beans. They made a pact with Harrison Wells that don't tell anybody what happened in Earth 2, but Cisco told Caitlin that she's Killer Frost in Earth 2, and Caitlin's kind of insulted that Cisco would even consider the fact that she could turn evil. Although that's debatable if you see the ending of season 1 of The Flash. And And Barry tells Joe and Iris that, you know, I was married to Iris, and Joe, you didn't really like me, and then eventually you died because Killer Frost killed you. Killer Frost and Deathstorm killed you. So I mean that. So you know, I do like how psychologically that kind of started fucking with her emotions. I really did like that. Overall, really good. Really good couple of episodes in my opinion, from episodes 10 to 16. Overall, really good. The two Earth 2 episodes, they were great in my opinion, some of the best out of the season. And yeah, King Shark, kind of, it was just saved by the reveal of who Zoom really is, even though I had an idea of who it is because spoilers. I really like the reveal, so there's that. And I kind of also like how, like in Trajectory, they kind of still use Jay Garrick's identity, you know, as Zoom, like how they kind of use Zoom and Jay Garrick. I really like how they do that. So yeah, overall really good. And yeah, and then episode 17 is maybe the weakest episode in the series thus far, which that'll be for the next video. So yeah, just to go over the ratings. Episode 10, Potential Energy, 8 out of 10. Episode 11, The Reverse Flash Returns, 7.5 out of 10. Episode 12, Fast Lane, 8 out of 10. Episode 13, Welcome to Earth 2, 9 out of 10. Episode 14, Escape from Earth 2, 9 out of 10. Episode 15, King Shark, 7.5 out of 10. Episode 16, Trajectory, 9 out of 10. So that is my ratings. Of course, there's so many other stuff that like I like how Wally and Joe were starting to connect. How he kind of started off as his drag racer, who's theoretically, he says he's just trying to pay for his mother's medical bills because of course she had cancer. But you know, once she died, he kept doing this drag racing thing, and I kind of like how Iris and Joe kind of pulled him away from that. That was great, and how he eventually ends up living in the house. I like the tension between him and the Flash, or Barry Allen, because it doesn't really seem like Barry likes him that much at the start. Like, he wants to like him, but he just doesn't know how to connect with him to begin with. So I mean, I really like that, like that stuff. Caitlyn's story arc at the end in the second half of this season was great. I really like how they kind of planted the seeds after Jay Garrick supposedly died at the end of Escape from Earth 2. So a lot of great stuff. And yeah, it's basically it for now. Subscribe, comment down below, like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.